Okay, this is it. Tonight I graduate. Um, it's been an interesting last couple of weeks. One thing that keeps running through my mind is this old Gary V video, this old clip I remember seeing a long time ago when I was younger. I don't even remember how it related to his usual business stuff, but I remember he was talking about how in the last 30 days of high school, all the cliques and social structures dissolve and people just start hanging out with talking to each other. Everyone's friends with each other. And I remember being younger and wondering if that was going to be true, and also just kind of wishing that would just always be the case. But I knew it wouldn't be. And I mean, blatantly, it is true. I've seen it in the last month or maybe even more than the last 30 days of school. I've seen it happen slowly. It wasn't immediate. It was this kind of build up, and right now it's the peak of it. I mean, I guess it's over now. You know, last day of school was yesterday, but I don't know. It's great. Everybody spending time together without any self consciousness about what associating with people that might not be as cool as you, or they might be cooler than you, cool, without worrying about that like people always do throughout 99% of high school, not just high school, all school. It's one of the worst. That is probably the worst thing about school. It's just that level of self-consciousness. People really hold back in the school environment. It's such an awkward environment. People put on a persona of what they think they're supposed to be based off how they think other people view them and what clique they fall into or whatever. And I just hate that. I love authenticity. That shouldn't even need to be said. But I feel like a lot of people don't even value it or don't think about it because they just get so used to the way that things are typically done in school, and I hate that. I hate pretending to be anything I'm not. It just feels gross. So as you can imagine, what I've seen the last couple days, couple weeks, I love it. It's awesome. I love hanging out with all the groups. Because I like everybody for the most part. There's very few people that I just dislike, and even them, I can understand how they became so unbearable, But I don't want to be with them. But I'm like, you know what? Surely something went wrong in your life that makes you so annoying, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, this is a weird time. It's weird to see everybody hanging out together, and it really just makes you wonder, like, man, why couldn't we have done this the whole time? And it's just one of those things that the answer, I think, is just that because that's just how it has to be. And I base that on kind of the fact that from that Gary Vee clip, and I'm sure a lot of, other adults have that same Gary Vee experience and the experience that I'm talking about right now. Because so many people have had it, especially, these adults that graduated 30 years ago, the fact they have the same experience I'm having now, it's just, to me, it's kind of the proof that this is just one of those cycles, for whatever reason. And I remember the same thing kind of at the end of middle school, honestly, where everyone was getting along, and sadly, it reset once we hit ninth grade. And I remember thinking in eighth grade, like, whew, I'm so glad we got done with all that kind of the anxiety of talking to each other, and I'm glad we're all comfortable with each other now. I remember going to ninth grade and being like, what the heck, we're doing this again? We're restarting it. Like, we know each other. Don't pretend like we don't know each other. And I think a big part of it comes from trying to perform for the unknown, for the upperclassmen who are intimidating when you are in that new environment, and then you eventually fill their shoes and realize they not only don't care about you, but they don't even see you either, for the most part. And, realistically, we could have just been doing this the whole time. Well, I guess not realistically. In theory, we could have been doing this the whole time, getting along, being ourselves, as corny as it sounds, but that's my favorite thing. Because I guess what I should say is, those people that I don't like, I would say, well, it's a short list, but I think most of the time I don't like people, it's because I can tell that they're not being themselves. They're trying to be something else, and I despise that. I'm like, grow up. Talk to me when you're brave enough to show me what you actually think. Stop acting. But, this is just one of those moments where, unfortunately, it's a unsustainable level of joy and level of peace and like prosperity and like a kumbaya moment. Like, it's unsustainable, unfortunately. It's the end of a movie where everyone's getting along and happily ever after. But happily ever after doesn't exist, because if they make a sequel to that movie, it picks up where it left off, and you get about 5 more minutes of that prosperity before, okay, here's another problem. It's just the cycle of things, unfortunately. Well, maybe not unfortunately. Maybe it's just, maybe I'm not going to put an opinion on that. It's just the way it is. But, it's a weird time. It's a weird time. And, the moment that you start to look around at the people that you kind of have ignored for 4 years, telling yourself, man, I hate this place, these people. I don't hate these people, but I don't want to be here. School is boring, I'm just waiting to get out. And then right at the end when you kind of start to say, you know what? Hey, man, these people, I've really come to know them. They're not so bad. Well, it's over.